Hey, what's going on? Quis here from Sports Vibes TV. And in this video, I want to talk about an article Ian Begley just dropped discussing the Knicks and their potential interest in the Chicago Bulls' shooting guard, Zach Lavine. Now, this is another trade rumor that's coming out about the New York Knicks. And it seems like every time we hit some slumps, these stories start to break and they start to come out. And I hope they don't cause any turmoil with the team and kind of take us off track, because with these trade rumors and with some of the younger players on our team, you can only expect it to potentially affect their play, especially knowing that they may be on the trading block and their time in New York City could be coming to an end. So in this article, I just want to jump over to it with you guys. I have it up screen. Ian Begley, sources, Knicks still keeping an eye on a potential trade for Bulls Zach Lavine. So in the article, which I'll also put a link down in the description, pretty much Begley is saying that in the offseason, before the season started, the Knicks were doing some background work, trying to get a little bit more information on Zach Lavine and Chicago's likelihood to trade him. And, you know, Zach Lavine has played with Tom Thibodeau. They do have some experience with their time together over in Minnesota. So, you know, I can see why Tibbs might want to go out there and trade for Zach Lavine, bring him in. But, you know, I know it'll cost less than Bradley Beal, which I made a video on that yesterday. I'll link up above. And in that deal, I thought it would take multiple picks and also multiple players. And it'll be the same combination for Zach Lavine, but it won't be to the extent that Bradley Beal would demand. It may be 2 picks instead of maybe 3 that Bradley Beal might get, and it may just end up being 2 players, but players of value. And if it's going to be players of value, players like an RJ, players like maybe potentially Mitchell Robinson, then, you know, I might have to pump the brakes. Now, Zach Lavine, he is a good player. He's a quality all-star guard, but I think it's a similar thing with Bradley Beal. If you look at the teams they're on, let me just scroll down for you guys if you were reading as well. If you look at the teams they're on, yes, these guys are elite level talents, but I don't think any one of them or either or are players that elevate the level of play of guys around them. And I feel like we already have a player in Julius Randle who is a quality, a potential all-star level talent who can elevate his level of play. So I think if we're going to make a major move and trade anything of value, we should bring in a player that's going to elevate not only Julius Randle's play, but also the play of a lot of the role players, or not even a lot, the few role players that we would have left. I don't feel like if we go out and make a major trade to bring in, whether it be a Zach Lavine or Bradley Beal, we're not going to have the depth on this team. It's going to be a skeleton crew. And you're telling me we're going to trade a lot of draft capital to bring in either a Zach Lavine or a Bradley Beal, and how are we going to build a team, you know, around them? Let's be honest. I think you guys are done with the article. If not, I'll leave it in the description below. Like, let's be honest. If these guys aren't happy on the teams they're on now, and if you look at the Wizards, I think the Wizards have talent. They have Avdija, they have Rui, they have Brickbrook, like I said in the other video, and they still have Bradley Beal. They're not winning and they have talent. You look at the Chicago Bulls, to me, it's confusing how the Chicago Bulls continuously don't see progress with that team, because unlike the Knicks, you know, we have a lot of question marks with our young players. And yes, the Bulls do have question marks, but I think you see a lot more flashes from some of the Chicago Bulls' young pieces than you would say you see with the Knicks. So the fact that the Chicago Bulls have a legit all-star guard out there wilding and they're still unable to put it together is just, it's bewildering to me, honestly. But I don't think if you move Zach Lavine from that Chicago Bulls situation and then decide to bring him to the Knicks, that all of a sudden we're going to see a lot more success. And if we're not going to see much more success than these players are seeing on their own teams, then I feel like it's just going to amplify a lot of the noise and a lot of the chatter both coming from those players and from the media. You know, Chicago is a large market. Washington, D.C. is a decent sized metro market. But if we make this big, grand trade and, it's a big deal and the media is going to be talking about it, there are going to be a lot of expectations that are going to come with that deal. That deal is going to signal to not only the players that are still on the team, it's going to also signal to the media, to the fans, to the rest of the league that the Knicks are trying to win, if not now, pretty soon. So there is going to be a lot of expectations then poured on the team. So I think the Knicks should take their time, assess the general market, see what players are going to be available, not only some of these big names like Bradley Beal, Zach Lavine, but we also have to look for some players that, let's see if they can come in and help build what we have now. I think that would be the best route for the Knicks to take, as opposed to going out and trying to get a big fish like a Zach Lavine or Bradley Beal when we don't have a developed enough roster around them for it to really make a substantial difference. Once again, I'm Quis, host of Sports Vibes TV, and I'm out.